Hi, this is Mrs. Dotson. Let's look at the graduation credit checklist. Again, your credit checklist will depend on your cohort. So this one is for the graduation class prior to 2018, 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. If any of those are your cohort or your graduation plan, this is a paper you should be looking at. It should have required plan over here. Or if you are the graduating class of 2018 and beyond, then this should be your graduation credit checklist. It should say that your graduation plan is the foundation. So make sure you have the correct graduation credit checklist. Before we start checking off classes, let's fill in some information. For example, I started my freshman year in the 2012-13 school year. So that means that my cohort will be 2017. Then I can go ahead and put my ID in, and I can also write my name. Alright, that looks really good. Next thing, have you earned any certificates? So for instance, do you have your CPR certification? Or maybe you work in a restaurant and you have your Safe Serve certification. So anything that you're certified in, let's go ahead and list that there. Some other important information, let's go all the way to the bottom here, and let's look at what is your career goal. For instance, I would like to be a teacher, so I'm going to put that my career goal is a teacher. I know that with my diploma from Keys High School, I will have to start out at a 2-year college, a junior college or community college, so I'm going to go ahead and start out at TCC. But I know after TCC, I would love to go to Texas Tech so that I can get my teaching certification and get my bachelor's degree from Texas Tech. Okay, but you need to fill in what's appropriate for you. Maybe you're planning on going into the military. Maybe you're planning to go to a trade school, or even maybe you're going just straight into the workforce. So fill in this information. Then we also need to look at our EOC exams. Again, this information will be on your transcript, but maybe you already know. I know that I have passed my my Algebra 1. I know that I have also passed my English 1. And I have passed my biology. Okay, but I have not passed my English 2 or my U.S. history. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in what I know, so that way we can mark that off of our list. Okay, so again, I'm a cohort of 2017. I'm on the required plan. Remember, if you're a cohort of 2018 or beyond, the only thing that's going to be different is you will have a world language. You'll have to get 2 years in the same language, and then you'll have 3 electives instead of 5. So that's the only difference. One more thing to keep in mind is that each box represents 1 semester or 1 trimester. So this is English 1A, and then you have English 1B. And each of those is half a credit. So this is 0.5, and this would be 0.5. So each box represents 0.5 of a credit. Okay, let's look at the transcript. We have biology that has a grade of 65, and it's a 0 credit. If we look at the next biology, we see that it's a 73, and there's a 0.5 credit. Now we can go to our credit checklist, and where we see biology, we can mark it off. We know we've earned that credit for biology, so mark it off. We're done with that one. And I'm just going to keep going down the row here. I see that I have Algebra 1, and for this one, we see that we have 2 semesters, so that's a full credit of Algebra 1. Now I can go to Algebra 1, and since it was a full credit, I can mark both of these boxes off. Remember, that's one semester or trimester, and this other box is another semester or trimester. Okay, it's probably a lot easier for you to do this on paper than on the computer, but hopefully you get the idea. Let's do one more example. Let's look back at the transcript. If I were to skip ahead, I would notice down here we see biology 73.5. So that is where my other part of my biology credit is. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that on my graduation credit check. So I've gone back and I see that I can mark the biology second semester off, and we're done with that. Now I realize I kind of skipped around and just marked the biology and the algebra 1. It really is easier if you just go through line by line, look at your transcript, look at your graduation checklist, and mark them off as you go. So for instance, the next thing I would mark off would be reading. Reading doesn't fall in any of the categories, so it's going to be an elective. So I'm going to mark off 2 boxes in the elective area. Remember, a full credit means 2 boxes. Half a credit, 1 box. Okay, if you will continue working on your transcript and checking off everything that you've earned credit for, then you will see the classes that you have left. Remember, you take 5 classes per trimester, so that's per 12 weeks, and so you can earn a total of 15 classes per year. You can also accelerate, so you can work a little bit faster. Once you complete a class, as many students have done so far, then you can move on to the next class and possibly complete more than 15 classes in 1 year. So look at your credit checklist and see what classes you have left and start thinking about when you want to graduate. Set that goal. Alright guys, I know y'all are doing a great job, so keep it up and let me know if there's any questions. Thanks.